Warm greetings from TNV Academy. Today in this session, we will discuss about ISO 13485-2016, which is known as Medical Device Quality Management System, MD-QMS, which is a specific standard for medical device industry which fulfills specific needs related to production of a particular medical device such as production control, quality management, and regulatory compliances. However, before we move further and discuss what is ISO 13485 and its core concepts, let me first put in the key deliverables and takeaways of this session. Under this session, you will be able to history of ISO 13485 MD-QMS, what is ISO 13485, what is COBIT Framework, the principles of ISO 13485 MD-QMS, the benefits of ISO 13485 MD-QMS. What are the implementation steps of ISO 13485? So let's begin the discussion with a brief about the history of the standard. History of ISO 13485 MD-QMS. ISO 13485 was first published in 1996 as a quality management standard for medical device companies based on ISO 9001. It was published in two versions, ISO 13485 for manufacturers, original equipments, manufacturer OEM, and ISO 13488 for contract manufacturers suppliers. In a 2003 revision, the documents were combined into one quality standard that could be universally applied to medical device manufacturers. A final revision to ISO 13485 was released in 2016, just in advance of the new European Union medical device regulations. Now let us discuss what ISO 13485 standard is all about. ISO 13485 specifies requirements for a quality management system where an organization needs to demonstrate its ability to provide medical devices and related services that consistently meet customer and applicable regulatory requirements. Such organization can be involved in one or more stages of the life cycle, including design and development, production, storage and distribution, installation or servicing of a medical device, and design and development or provision of associated activities. For example, technical support. ISO 13485 can also be used by supplier or external parties that provide product, including quality management system related services to such organizations. Now let us understand what is COBIT Framework. ISO 13485 is an internationally recognized quality standard for a quality system to ensure customer and regulatory requirements are consistently met throughout the life cycle of the medical device product. This certification represents an important milestone for our company and reflects our rigorous and risk-based approach to development and commercialization. This ISO certification indicates that the company's quality management system meets the most current regulatory requirements specific to the medical device industry. We are very proud of this certification and it demonstrates the commitment of our global team to quality and to meeting customer and international regulatory expectations. We will now understand the principles of ISO 13485 MD-QMS. There are 5 basic principles on which the ISO 13485 standard is based upon. First, to adopt process approach. Second, acting customer oriented. Third, ensuring employee participation. Fourth, to adopt continuous improvement approach. And fifth and last one, taking a realistic approach to decision making. Now let me explain you the benefits of ISO 13485 MD-QMS. Organization demonstrates compliances with current legal requirements. Medical devices mandatory to use CE marking on products. It certifies that it works in accordance with an internationally recognized standard expands. Provide advantages at prestige over competitors. Reduces customer complaints. reduce product defects, increases profitability, gain export advantage. Top management systematically monitors the organization's activities, detects disruptive aspects of the system, gives the opportunity to correct, increase customer satisfaction, ensures the continuity of the efficiency of the existing system. Now let us discuss our last point, that is implementation steps of ISO 13485. We need to take 12-step approach towards the implementation of ISO 13485, that is, first one, get management support. This step is number one for a reason. Without management support, your ISO 13485 implementation project is doomed to failure. If it gets started at all, you will need to craft a well thought out presentation outlining the benefits your company can realize through ISO 13485 implementation and get your management team on board right from the start. Now come to the second point, that is identify requirements. The next critical step towards a successful implementation is making sure that you ascertain all the requirements as you need to certify with your QMS. Such requirements usually include legal and regulatory requirements, customer requirements, and other requirements depending on your company's needs and culture. Third one, define the scope. You want to avoid applying the QMS to areas of your business that don't pertain to quality. But you don't want to make the scope so narrow that the company sees no benefit. When you define your QMS scope, you will have a better idea of what needs to be done and the boundaries of your implementation. Your best tools to help you with scope definition are the quality policy and quality manual. So these need to be the first documents you develop for your QMS. Fourth one, define processes and procedures. The ISO 13485 standard defines certain mandatory procedures that must be part of your QMS. But you will also need to determine what processes and procedures within your company must be defined in order to ensure adequate and consistent quality. The first thing to do is to define all of your company's processes and then see how they interact with each other. These interactions are often where problems become evident. Fifth one, implement processes and procedures. For most companies, all that needs to happen is the documentation of existing processes and procedures to ensure consistent quality that meets requirements. You don't have to document every process, but you do need to decide which processes need are documented procedures in order to guarantee consistency in the quality of product and services. 6. Deploy training and awareness program. It is vital to the success of your quality management system that every employee in your organization understands how the QMS works and where they fit into the mix. All the personnel need to be trained on the basic of ISO 13485. So they get an idea of the purpose of implementation. In addition, they need to be aware of any changes to be made in the processes they are a part of. 7th one, choose a certification body. The right certification body can make all the difference because this is the company that comes in after your implementation to audit your quality management system and determine whether or not it conforms to ISO 13485 requirements. In addition, they will also decide how effective your QMS is and whether it shows continual improvement. 8th one, operate the QMS or measure the system. This is when you will collect the records that will be required in audits to show that your processes meet the requirements set out for them, that they are effective and that improvements are being made in your QMS as needed. Certification bodies need this to happen over a certain length of time which they will identify in order to ensure that the system is mature enough to show compliances. Ninth, conduct internal audits. After you have operated the QMS for the prescribed length of time, but before the certification body conducts their audits, you will need to perform an internal audit of each process. This will tell you whether or not the processes are performing as planned, and if not, you will have the opportunity to take corrective action to resolve any issues you find. 10th, conduct management review. Not only must management be supportive of the company's ISO 13485 implementation, it is imperative that they stay involved in the ongoing maintenance of the quality management system. During the management review, they will examine data from the QMS activities to make sure that all processes have the resources they need to continue to be effective and to improve over time. 11. Take corrective action. Here is where you look for the root cause of the problems discovered during internal audits, measurement and management review, and then take the necessary action to correct the problems at the source. This is a crucial step in the continual improvement of the quality management system, which is a key aim of ISO 13485. 12th and our last point of implementation, that is perform the certification audit. Now is the time for the auditors from your chosen certification body to review your documentation and verify that all the ISO 13485 requirements has been addressed in your QMS. A sound plan will go a long way towards helping you set up your ISO 13485 based quality management system. So take the necessary time to make a plan and determine the necessary resources, as this will translate to savings in both time and resources down the line. Friends, now we have come to the conclusion of this session. I hope I was clear enough in making you understand about what is ISO 13485 MD-QMS and what are the benefits of the same. In case you have any questions or queries about today's session, then please feel free to put in your question in the comment section of this video, and we will be really happy answering them. I wish you all the best on behalf of TNV Academy. Till then, it's me signing off. Goodbye and take care.